We know each other because we fought, and it was 5 minutes. He beat me, pouring your heart out in there, beating each other up, and you develop a respect for that person. So to meet up here 17 years later, I knew you were legit. I saw your wins. You're undefeated. Tell me how you got into MMA, leading all the way up to that fight. What
Yeah, Dr. Chris David, man, it's great to
yeah.
be here with you. Wow, yeah, full circle. I took like top six in the state 2 years in a row in New Jersey, but never won that title like I wanted. I was unfulfilled and I was still searching, but it was like a bar scene with a cage in the middle.
Yeah.
And I'm watching these guys fight. And there's guys my weight class. And I'm like, I could definitely. My ego was like, I could take these guys. You're just messing around. Like you wouldn't do that. I'm like, no, I think I'm going to do it. I remember that trip out to San Diego to fight you. People were really excited about my fight. And this guy Chris David and how, or they were talking about you rapping. Like everybody's talking about you. F that. Like I'm gonna handle this guy. But then people kept talking about you, like talking you up. I'm like, all right, maybe this guy's probably pretty good. You never, seen somebody that looks like you speaking fluent Japanese or whatever you were speaking. You're all tatted up, but with brands and stuff. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be a good fight. So I remember kind of like preparing myself for a battle before the event. But yeah, I just remember that first round where you hit me with a probably a left cross. I don't remember the punch it was, but it cracked me right under, I think it was my left eye. It felt like I didn't have an eyeball anymore, and then they had the big screen. So in between the first and second round, I look up and I'm like, oh yeah, that thing's bad. Yeah, what a fight, man. What a great, fight. And I remember the build up to it because how unique of an individual you were.
I mean, I like your philosophy. I'm always, and we've both kind of seen the trolls on social media, sometimes giving pithy remarks to different things, but you're always so eloquent with it. And, you don't let it get political because it's weird how it can get. It's just like, okay, I'm not anti this or anti that, but there's logic, common sense, evolution, nature. Like there's obviously ways that we can take care of our health.
We lost my brother 5 years ago. I think he's 43 years old. When he went to university, he had a schizophrenic episode. I think really I saw how the Western medical system didn't serve to really address any of the root cause, or really there wasn't anybody trying to find out why he was dealing with it. It was just like, hey, take this, and the closer that we can get to nature, I think the healthier we'll be. And I'm definitely a believer with any ailment that we are dealing with is a manifestation of either our lifestyle choices or the lifestyle choices of our ancestors. They might be going into cold water and panicking and just forcing themselves to stay in because their willpower is so strong. So the main thing is like having the tools to get calm in that environment, in that very stressful environment. So I felt really connected, and all the ideas that I had in my head that I had written down of things I wanted to do in the future, I was just like became present enough to start doing them.
But one more thing on Wim Hof is like, what's he like? He seems like a cool guy to hang out with. Like
he's just straight, he's not like trying to be somebody else.
Yeah.
He's, himself. He's not, he talks to, I got to spend a week with him. So after that 10-week course, I was like, what else is there? Like, this is the best. I was trying to, you have something that really helps change you. You want to share it with everybody. I never got into it saying, oh, I'm going to be a Wim Hof instructor. I didn't ever care about that. But as I went through it, I'm like, I have to share this. I had done yoga, what I thought was yoga, for like 20 years. Yeah, I was like, I'm going to start doing workshops. A lot of people are in cities or in areas where it's tough to access nature. So now,
thing like you, I look at you like, wow, yeah, how I would like to have some sort of something on my land.
What is martial arts and that combat sports about? And for me, it was about harnessing like that energy, coming together and unifying that energy, and then directing it towards something. I think, I don't think it could, like, I can't see how that could be stopped, but we're going up against a lot, like these systems that are in place. Yeah, it's amazing to be in battle with somebody because it's like it's such an intimate environment that's not
Yeah.
unlike anything else. It's
Yeah.
unlike anything else. So like I felt connected to you from the time and I always found that interesting thing, and you're forging your own path, you know. So I always respected that. Even I saw that about you when we fought. So I think that was really hardest part, is like making sense of, oh, you start to like respect the other person. They're not like the enemy, they're just your opponent. I was so excited that you reached out. And you know, I have visions of coming to your land at some point too. I mean, it's just wild, like looking back on what went down. We just became the spot, one of the very few spots that was open.
I mean, sometimes like science in general, especially medical science, there's an over reliance on like metrics and models, and it's like, and like to measure health, they'll measure like different biomarkers, specific little numbers and stuff, rather than like total deaths or something, like looking at total life expectancy, you know, over a time, like total health, right? 40-story high buildings and kind of small apartments size wise, and they were just stuck in there for 6 months or something. I mean, ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous to not, you know, not get the sunlight, not get the exercise, not get, I mean, these things, breathing the chemicals, you know, we've seen a lot of studies on that there's more pollution indoors than outdoors, even in a polluted city, just from, you know, coming off the walls and the paints and the furniture and everything.
Down. You have to not think about it for it to make sense. When you get sick, you know, you get stronger. You learn how to overcome and fight sickness and fight illness. It's like the whole boy in the bubble thing. Like if you lock a kid up in a little bubble, and he never is exposed to anything, when he's exposed to there's going to be problems. Like that's part of growing up. That's why, you know, a baby gets antibodies from a mother's breast milk, and he's
like an article talking about like blocking the sun or something. Like that's such like a medical approach. Like you're the symptom. Like if we are a human activity are, you know, speeding up some processes, I do think human activity is definitely causing some problems, but it's like that wouldn't even help the underlying issue. Again, it's like,
I mean, it feels good to be in the place I am. I feel good about myself. I feel aligned with myself. You know, I'm definitely, you know, got things I'm working on, and it's a clown world in a lot of ways, but I do see like, you know, more people waking up. So when things get so out of whack, there's balance, you know, make sure you have somebody on your side that like has tools that are natural, that all these tools can help with whatever else you're dealing with, whatever medication you got to take. There's natural ways that could help with that, and it can help you become stronger and more resilient. So, but then in my little property, I got like 22 fruit trees that I planted last year. So I plant all different types of stuff. Some more native, others like where I amend the soil, figs. I have bamboo in the front that I'm growing. I have apricot, mulberries, peach, apple.
Oh, what about foraging up in those mountains? Anything you find any natural herbs, like, because I know you've mentioned like things that are native. Oh, prickly pear. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
What is Breathworks? Optimize is the name of your facility, and Breathworks is a separate program that I've only seen that. I mean, more recently. That's What is the difference?
Yeah, that's like my personal. I started Breathworks when I was doing the workshops and things. So a lot of my workshops, I'll go like either private groups, like corporate groups, masterminds, different groups of men or women, or groups will hire me to come in and teach seminars or workshops on breath work. Sometimes I utilize, you know, cold water as well if they want that in the training. But Breathworks is my personal brand pretty much. But yeah, that's just a personal brand. And then Optimize Mind, Body, Breath is our wellness centers that, you know, we offer membership and drop-ins and things like that. We have locations and we're spreading those locations.
Within the next 18 years, we'll have to establish some way so you can come out here, because that's my goal. My goal, in fact, it's not a goal. It's absolute. I'm going to just cut myself off. And I hope to have something established that, you know, we can continue to have the connection that we've had and kind of grow. Great day.
Dude,
Excellent.
Chris, much
Yes.
love, man. Have a great sleep. And yeah, it was pleasure connecting.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.